Throughout the years of Aegon's conquest of Westeros, 6 of the 7 kingdoms submitted to his rule, with the Aegon fort settled upon the coast of Blackwater Bay, which soon became the capital of King's Landing. However, his campaign of conquest proved incomplete, as he was unable to capture Dorne, sending his sister wife Rhaenys atop her dragon Meraxes, only to find their castles and towns abandoned or else populated with only women and children. When she arrived at Sunspear, it too was abandoned, save for Maria Martell, the elderly princess of Dorne, who remained behind to warn Rhaenys that Dorne would never submit, saying, "You may burn us, my lady, but you will not bend us, break us, or make us bow. This is Dorne. You are not wanted here. Return at your peril." Following this confrontation, Dorne was left in peace for a time, until the rest of their campaign was completed and Aegon crowned as King of Westeros. House Targaryen then set out to finish what they started, and in 4 AC launched the First Dornish War. Flying south atop Meraxes, Queen Rhaenys again journeyed to Dorne, capturing castles and burning Planky Town before arriving in Sunspear to capture the seat of House Martell, only to find that Princess Maria was not present. Meanwhile, King Aegon and Lord Harlan Tyrell battled their way through the Prince's Pass, after which Harlan led his forces to Hellholt, suffering many casualties along the way due to the harsh desert climate, and finding the fortress abandoned upon his arrival. King Aegon went on his own mission to capture Ironwood, but he soon found the castle largely abandoned, populated only by women, old men, and young boys. Moving on, Skyreach also proved deserted, yet Aegon at last encountered resistance at Ghost Hill, where he defeated a champion of House Toland in single combat, only to then discover he had actually fought a mad fool, and that the rest of the castle was abandoned like the others. In the Boneway, Lord Will of Will attacked and defeated Lord Orys Baratheon and his host, capturing a number of noblemen who were imprisoned for several years. With Sunspear and many other castles, towns, and fortresses captured, House Targaryen declared victory, leaving the Lord of House Rosby as castellan of the Dornish capital, while Lord Harlan Tyrell remained behind with an army, charged with quelling any rebellions that might arise. Yet once the Targaryens withdrew from the territory, the Dornish immediately began their counteroffensive, with Maria Martell re-emerging in Sunspear, leading her people to take back her seat of power, capturing Lord Rosby and tossing him from the top of the spear tower. When Lord Harlan heard of this revolt, he gathered his army and departed Hellholt in 5 AC, only for his forces to vanish in the Dornish desert, never heard from again. Throughout the territory, Dornish nobility and common folk rebelled against their would-be conquerors, slaughtering the garrisons and overseers put in place by House Targaryen. In 7 AC, Lord Will of Will ransomed the prisoners he captured during the Battle of the Boneway, but decided to cut off their sword hands first, so they might never again raise a weapon against Dorne. Lord Orys Baratheon was profoundly affected by the loss of his hand, becoming bitter and wrathful, desiring nothing more than to seek vengeance for this dishonor. Having quickly lost all that they had gained in Dorne, King Aegon mounted his dragon Balerion the Black Dread and flew south, burning a great number of castles in retaliation. Yet rather than instilling fear, this only proved to escalate the conflict further, as the Dornish marched north in 8 AC, sacking a number of towns and villages, as well as burning the Rainwood Forest. The following year, the Targaryens again unleashed dragonfire upon the Dornish, while House Fowler led an army against Nightsong, and House Dane marched against Oldtown. Yet again, the Dragon Lords went across Dorne, burning Starfall, Skyreach, and Hellholt. However, as Queen Rhaenyra and Meraxes unleashed their fury against the seat of House Uller, they encountered unexpected resistance, as the Dornish used a scorpion to shoot them down, presumably killing both the dragon and its rider. Enraged by the loss of his sister wife, Aegon and Balerion went on a rampage, burning every Dornish stronghold they could find, save for Sunspear, which was left untouched. Some say this was because the Martells possessed special weapons that might take down Aegon's dragon, while others say it was a strategy, as the Targaryens were hoping to turn the rest of the population against Sunspear by spreading a rumor that they had made a separate peace with the throne. Yet the Dornish remained loyal to House Martell, and the war continued, with both factions placing large bounties upon the other side, resulting in a great number of assassinations. After a third failed attempt on the life of King Aegon, Queen Visenya formed the Kingsguard in 10 AC, modeling their vows after those of the Night's Watch, preventing them from holding lands, titles, or being wed. The war then continued on for 3 more years until the death of the elderly princess Maria Martell, succeeded by her son Prince Nymor, who then sent a mysterious letter to Aegon in King's Landing. Although the contents of the letter remain unknown, some have theorized that it revealed Queen Rhaenys was still alive, having been captured and kept as a prisoner under torture. The letter may then have offered to end her suffering in exchange for a cessation of hostilities. In any case, Aegon burned the letter after reading it, and the next morning accepted defeat, ordering the withdrawal of his troops from Dorne. Despite the hostilities between their people, this peace lasted for the rest of Aegon's reign, and the king even remained on good terms with Prince Nymore's daughter, Daria Martell, visiting Sunspear in 23 AC alongside his eldest son, Aenys, for what was called a Feast of Friendship. Do your shopping on Amazon? Then why not use the link in the description box below to either the Canadian, American, or UK Amazon sites, where you support the channel with every purchase at no extra cost to you. So if you do your shopping on Amazon anyway, why not use the link below and help support CivilizationEx? A special thanks to all those who contribute to CivilizationEx, like Raymond, the Bowman of Raventree, Rivers, of the Golden Company, Your Cheap Date, Barachado, and the Spectral Knight. If you would like to help CivilizationEx, click on the Patreon link, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and click on the links to see more.